What's up everyone, this is the Peladn WO4 mini PC. That's right, this whole thing is a PC. It features an AMD Ryzen CPU and an RDNA GPU. So let's go ahead and unbox this and see what's inside. Alright, so let's go ahead and unbox this. So this is how the whole PC ships. Alright, so this is the box and you just slide it out like this. Alright, inside the box we have these booklets here. So you have a registration card here for warranty. You have elements here that tell you the PCB and other things that are inside. And then here we have a little instruction guide on the computer itself. Alright, and this is the PC. So actually the PC itself is a lot smaller than the box. So this whole thing is a PC. It's very similar to a NUC. They actually do sell Intel versions as well. There it is. Wow, that looks nice. So we have a AC adapter here, and we also have an HDMI cord here. We also have some screws and this bracket if you want to mount it somewhere. And then this looks to be the M.2 SSD heatsink. And then we have these here for, I'm assuming, wiring purposes. So this is the AC adapter. The AC adapter is 19 volts at 5.26 amps. Alright, looking at the PC on the front, we have the power button, two USB Type A's, a Type C, headphone microphone combo jack, and this is pretty cool. There's a clear CMOS button here that you push in with a pin. On the left and right side, there isn't any ports, there's some ventilation. On the back, we have more ventilation down here. We have the DC power jack in, USB 4, so this will be interesting because USB 4 is backwards compatible, or I guess it supports Thunderbolt 3. So I want to actually see if this works with this monitor through Thunderbolt. And then we have DisplayPort, HDMI, two USB 2.0s, and this is pretty interesting. So there's a gigabit LAN and a 2.5 gigabit LAN. And the sticker is saying not to set up the computer using the Wi-Fi or LAN. So we'll take a look at what it means by that, because it does say that it takes a longer time for the updates that cause delay. So we'll see if it lets us do that. And then of course, we'll also open this up a little bit later. So it says it's a magnetic quick release here. Actually, we can open it right now just to show y'all. So that's the magnets. So right here you have 4 magnets, and here we go. So there are 2 DDR4 SODIMM slots here, so you can upgrade the PC. I'm going to see if I have any extra RAM to see how far we can push this thing. And then here we have the M.2 that's included. This is a 1 terabyte M.2, and then there is another slot here. Alright, the last thing I want to show you guys is if you look under the SSD, there is a Wi-Fi card there. So it looks like the Wi-Fi card can also be upgraded. And that's about it. There isn't really anything else you can service here. So I really like this cover actually. This is pretty cool. Oh, actually, I guess there is one more thing. So here it says HDD disk. So you see here, you can actually fit a hard drive, 9.5mm hard drive. And I'm trying to see if there's like a SATA port or something in here, because I don't know how you would actually install that. So we'll take a look a little bit later to see how you would install this hard drive here. Maybe they're talking about putting a SSD here and then you plug it into this through an adapter. We'll see. But with that said, let's go ahead and plug this in and see what happens. Okay, so this monitor is a Thunderbolt monitor. So if I plug in this to the USB 4 port and then plug this in, if we get a video signal, that means the USB 4 port supports Thunderbolt. So let's go ahead and see what happens when we power this on. Okay, so when you power it on, the light turns on. That way at least you know. Looks like my keyboard's tweaking out over there. Oh, nice. We got a video signal. Okay, so this does support Thunderbolt through the USB 4 port. And it says Peladn on the boot screen. Size-wise, it's actually really small. So as you can see, it's probably the size of a Mac Mini. It fits on the desk very nicely. And it's a lot smaller than the keyboard. It's probably the size of this trackpad, honestly. But yeah, it's really compact and doesn't take up much space on the desk. Alright, let's go ahead and look at the BIOS. So this is the main BIOS, as you can see here. And then in the advanced, we're just going to go through here where you can see nothing much. So we have accept, What is this? Custom P state. Okay, so you can do custom P states here. Prefetch settings, watchdog, and then these are all the settings. Oh, interesting. You can change the DDR timings. Oh, you can. That's pretty cool. Okay. GFX, iGPU, audio. I think this is like an unlocked BIOS. I'm fairly confident you cannot normally see these many options. But I haven't had an AMD system in a while, so who knows? System firmware, CPU configuration. So here we have the CPU right here. USB, NVMe. Okay, that's the advanced. So security. You could turn off secure boot. That's nice. Boot configuration. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and set this up real quick and then we'll see. This is actually Windows 11, I think, so that's interesting. Alright, so we finally have gotten to the license agreement. I think this is what they meant by the, don't hook up to the internet. Alright, looking at the specs, we have a AMD Ryzen 5 7640HS CPU with a Radeon 760M integrated graphics, 32 gigs of RAM, a 1 terabyte SSD, and we're running Windows 11 Pro. So that's pretty cool. It's running Pro instead of Home Edition. Alright, so one thing to note is it doesn't come with AMD Ryzen drivers. It just has like a basic driver. So here we're going to go ahead and install. So chipset drivers. Oh, interesting. Does this not include GPU drivers? We'll see what happens after this. But yeah, when I right click the desktop, there's no AMD control panel here. So it just has basic drivers. So I'm installing the Adrenaline drivers right now. That way we can modify the GPU settings as well. Alright, the first thing I want to do is try Cinebench to see if this thing throttles. So let's start the multi-core and see what happens. Alright, so immediately I can hear the fans go full power. And the temperatures, looks like we're at the 81 degrees while it's running. I don't see any thermal throttling yet, so let's see if it finishes. Alright, we got over 12,000 points for multi-core. Let's take a look at single core. Alright, for single core, we get 1731. Alright, looking at Firestrike, we get a 7,000 graphics score and a 23,000 physics score. Combined score is only a 2578, giving us a 6575 Firestrike score. Alright, looking at Time Spy, we get 2427 GPU score, 8290 CPU score with a 2715 overall Time Spy score. So it's not too bad. Lastly, looking at Port Royal, we get an 1104 score, which is 5 FPS. So we're probably not going to be playing any ray tracing games on this computer. Alright, next let's talk about gaming. So I'm using, in Counter-Strike 2 right now, we're at 1080p medium settings, and I'm using about 84% of the GPU. So in terms of gaming, this is going to be a 1080p medium settings. As you saw right there, the FPS dropped a little bit. But okay, now we're getting 157 FPS. And then I'll test some more games in a second here. Man, where is that going? Alright, in terms of SSD, this computer comes with a Crucial P3 1 terabyte SSD. As you can see from the benchmark, we're getting around 5 gigabytes a second reads and around 4.7 gigabyte per second writes. And then you can also see the random reads at the bottom as well. The SSD does run at PCI Express 4.0 X4, and as I mentioned earlier, there is a secondary slot, so you can upgrade the SSDs as well. Overall, the computer feels pretty responsive. Opening up something like Word is very fast. I did install the AMD Adrenaline software, so I want to show you all this real quick. So this is not a full desktop CPU like the one you would buy at a store. So as you can see, you can't really tweak too much. Here you can change some of the features on the iGPU. And under performance, you have all these metrics. But what you don't get is the, I think it was called Wattmin. I don't know if they still call it Wattmin. But you can't really tune anything from here. I do know there was another software that I can probably try. But to be honest with y'all, you're not going to really tweak the CPU and GPU in this computer. I do wish I had a Thunderbolt enclosure to test the external GPU, because you could hook up an external GPU. This does support Thunderbolt 3 still. Looking at gaming performance at 1080p max settings, as you can see, Battlefield 6, Borderlands 4, Black Ops 7, and Cyberpunk are going to give you less than 30 FPS. However, Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, and Prince of Persia are going to give you over 60 FPS for smooth gameplay. If we lower the settings to low, you can see that the other 4 games still ain't going to give you a smooth gameplay, but Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, and Prince of Persia are going to give you over 100 FPS for super smooth gameplay. So really, this computer is going to give you more for esports titles, gaming-wise. It's not going to really give you any access to modern AAA titles, even on low settings. Looking at temperatures, for gaming average, we got 80 degrees on the CPU and 65 on the GPU. For Cinebench single core, we got 69 on the CPU, and then for the multi-core, we hit as high as 86. For Firestrike, we got 78 on the CPU and 60 on the GPU, and times by 82 on CPU and 62 on GPU. So as you can see, the CPU does not thermal throttle. The cooling system is just enough to keep it from thermal throttling. The GPU, on the other hand, runs really cool, and I've never seen it hit 70 even once. Alright, so overall, this is a really nice PC. It's very compact, it's not that loud, and it packs a decent amount of hardware. And one thing I do want to see them improve on this is using the 7000 series, and the 8000 series is already out, but I didn't see any place on the website to order the 8000 series, even as late as November 2025. The other thing I will say is they also sell Intel versions of this PC. I don't know if it's the exact same version, but check out their website. Peladn, they're also on Amazon. I personally would love to try out the Intel version myself, but I have so many Intel systems at home that I was like, so I'll try AMD's modern systems. But yeah, very compact, very nice PC. It's $449 right now. I will have a discount code in the description. And hopefully Black Friday is in a couple of days, so maybe they'll have a sale and it'll be even cheaper. But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And as always, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.